Actually, I have more than one question.
Yeah, 100 questions are allowed.
Okay, তাহলে ঠাকুর একটা কথা বলেছিলেন যে যাবার আগে হাটে হাড়ি ভেঙে দিয়ে যান। Why did he say that? And হাটে হাড়ি ভেঙে দেওয়া বাংলাতে বোঝায় যে some secret.
No, you tell me the question.
No, why did he say that? Did he really open some secret?
Okay. So the question is, in Bengali, hate adi bhanga means I will give out the secret. I'll make everything public. So that is a question which is in tune with what we are discussing in the morning. That is the Avatara-Tatawa. He also said, when people come to think of me, it doesn't say I, ekhane, this place, think of me as the Avatara and begin to call me Avatara, and people will begin to flock to me, then mother will not keep me anymore, will take me away. And he also said, being the innocent, foolish person that I am, I will simply give away everything to everybody. Mother may not allow it. Because everybody may not be fit for that is the teaching, then mother will take me away. So he says, before I go, I will make the whole thing public, which means people will recognize him as an avatara. Even while he was alive, he was recognized. Within a few years of his passing away, Swami Vivekananda told Max Muller, now Ramakrishna is regarded as incarnation worshipped by millions in India. Then Max Muller said, to whom else will worship be accorded if not to such? So Ramakrishna was known as an avatara even during his lifetime, which is very rare. In the Gospel of Ramakrishna, he says, even only half a dozen rishis knew him as an avatara. Everybody said, oh, we know you as the Dasharatha ka beta. So it's extremely difficult to know the avatara. Here you can see this verse, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanuma shritam param bhava majananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. So here, I mentioned it here. It is extremely difficult to know the avatara and the Avatara-Tatawa. And he himself, in the second page here, and he declares himself as the avatara many times. There's one verse, 10.13 here. Ahustvam rishayas sarve devarshad naradas-tatha asito devalo vyasaha swayanchaiva pravishime. It seems Master Mahashaya M was very fond of this verse. There was a Swami Dharmananda who passed away in Kashi, was very close to M. He used to tell us that Master Mahashaya repeatedly used to say, Swayanchaiva Bravishime. Sri Ramakrishna himself declared so many times that he is the avatara. Asito, Vyasa and Devala, so many rishis call you avatara. What about them? You yourself declare you are the avatara. Sarvameda dhritam manye yanmam madasi keshava. Then Arjuna says, whatever you say, I consider as ritam, true. We consider it as an avatara. It's not easy. That is a test. Even Narayan till the end was hesitating to accept him as avatara. In his case, acceptance was a total, complete acceptance and surrender. Then towards the end of his life, Sri Ramakrishna could not even turn sides, could not even speak. It's just the pranas were leaving the body. Then Narayan said, now if we can declare he is an avatara, I will accept it. Ekhono shandeho, Jai Ram, Jai Krishna, Shei Idaning Ramakrishna, Kintu Tor Vedanter Dike Noy. He who was Rama, he who was Krishna is Ramakrishna in this body, but not in a Vedantic sense. In the Vedantic sense, everybody is an avatara. Did Narayan fully accept it? Half accepted. Again went to Bhavari Baba. Only 21 days Ramakrishna has to appear before him in order to convince him that he is the Avatirna Bhagavan, at the end of which Swamiji said, now there is no doubt about his avataratva, he is non-parallel, unparalleled. Sharatanju Chakravarti, his dear disciple, asks him, do you think Ramakrishna is an avatara? How do you consider him? Then Swamiji becomes very grave. What do you mean when avatara? Like Krishna, Rama. I know Ramakrishna to be infinitely greater than any of the names you have mentioned, but let's not discuss it now. He didn't discuss it. He knew it. And Mahapurush Maharaj Swami Shivananda says, we thought he was a great man, highly realized soul, a man of God, immersed in God. How could we ever know that in the little body of his contained millions of universes? What do you make of it? I don't know. Exactly Vishwarupa we showed to Arjuna. Said, look at me, the entire universe, millions of universes were contained in this little body. So what he is, what is the avatara? Yavan yaschasme tattvataha. The last portion of the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, through parabhakti comes to know me. Yavan yaschasmi. Yavan, my extent, intensity, and yaschasmi, who I am. Tattvataha. In truth and reality, tadomam tattvato gyatva, knowing me fully, totally, in truth and reality, vishate tadanantaram, he enters into the divine reality. Yes. This is the one verse which tattvata occurs twice in the same shloka. So this is the avataratva. This Swami Ramakrishna said, I'll make it public. Hate ahadi bhenge jabo, then the body will not last. But the body is still lasting in the Sukshma Sharira. We believe he lives at Belur, of course, Swamiji proclaimed. Wherever his picture is kept and worshipped, there he is present. This is the Holy Mother's statement. So he is there in the hearts of all of us. The Guru has done Pranapatishtha of the Ishtadevata in our hearts. That is the greatest temple, all of us.
Next.
There's one thing that happens very often, whether it's myself or my mother, whether going to a religious temple or a certain place, or even meeting any Swamiji or whoever, suddenly we feel, or I feel very emotional. And for example, I went to Kedarnath, and the last day I just didn't know why I kept crying. And I didn't.
You are crying here also.
Yeah, here also. When you explained about Krishna Leela, I just couldn't help myself. And I just wonder why these emotions come. Is it good or bad, or what is it? Maharaj, if you could show some light on this.
Keep crying, no harm. Swami Ramakrishna said, if you cry sincerely, please sit down. Cry sincerely for 3 days, you will get God. Please sit down, sit down. So the cry, the genuine cry, Swami Ramakrishna said, you cry with a genuine cry, it is not emotion. It is deeply something, some chord in your heart is deeply touched. When it is touched, spontaneously you feel so emotional about Krishna, Rama. I also become very emotional very often, because there are certain things which are so dear to your heart. When they are touched, you are deeply moved. It is only moved. So no harm. Don't try to curtail it or restrain it, etc. Give it a free expression. But through the power of jnana, temper it with jnana so that it becomes deeper and deeper. I'll tell you one incident and explain this. Swami Sat Swarupananda, who mentored us for a long time, he told me once, you are too emotional. When I used to come to Belur Math about himself, only hardly a handful of boys used to come. During Ramnam, etc., I used to cry. Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivananda noticed it and called me and said, look at this picture. Swamiji's picture, standing like that. He is a blazing fire. Try to become a spark of this fire. So he told us, try to become a spark of the Vivekananda fire. Emotion very often may end up with what is called soppy sentimentalism. Swamiji wrote a letter to Kiddy. Jnana is all right, but it may end up with dry intellectualism. Bhakti is great and noble, but it may fizzle away in sentimentalism. A harmony of all these is required. Ramakrishna was such a harmony. If each one of us cannot independently attain to that harmony, we can do it collectively by interacting, equipoising, fulfilling and adjusting one another. This is a harmony of a number of persons and a decided advance over other creeds. Jnana may become dry, and with the bhakti it becomes sweeter. Bhakti may become too sentimental. Emotion is okay, but sentimental is not correct. Sentimentalism may fizzle away, and Vivekananda also said, when I used to speak in the West, many people, the Kundalinis used to be awakened, used to be extremely emotional, and when they lose that emotion, it comes down with a thud, and you can't control it. Self-restraint is lost. Self-restraint, jitendriyatva, control of senses, is the bedrock of spirituality. 4 pillars of the Bhagavad Gita. One is samatva buddhi, samatvam yoga uchyate, samam brahma, samam pashyandi sarvatra, samatva buddhi, equanimity. Second, anashakti, complete detachment, non-attachment. Third is jitendriyatva, control over senses. Whether it is bhakti or jnana, any path, control your senses means my senses, my body, my mind should be controlled completely under my control. All my limbs of the body, all my senses should ask my permission to act in any way they like. The last is surrender to God. So I am the Paramatman, I am the Supreme Being, I am the Avatara. Come, you come to me, surrender to me, I'll take care of you. These are the 4 pillars of the Bhagavad Gita, and without Indriya Sanyama, complete self-restraint, nothing is possible in spiritual life. Sthita Prajna Lakshana, 2nd chapter. Indriyarthebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita. Very simple. Who is a Sthita Prajna? A Sthita Prajna is one who has completely controlled the senses, and from the sense object has withdrawn the senses. Simple. If you do it, you are finished. So the control of the senses, not artificially, with tempering with jnana. What is the reality? Emotions are all right, but sentimentalism coupled with emotion may simply hijack you. You should be careful about this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Neeru.
So you have infinite number of questions. Where are they?
I have
No, not you.
me.
Huh? So many questions you had. It's all gone.
You stunned me. However, I still have a question. Maharaj, it's a practical question. As you sit for doing japa, and you have your Ishtadev and all. And to me, japa is repeating the mantra with whatever form or guna or anything. That moves into, without control, changes into the mode of prayer, like asking for something or expressing something, how or what. And many a times it can also change into, depending upon the type of mood or mind or question, into some lila dhyanam. So what happens is that the japa remains, I very consciously do 108. Thereafter, it may go in any of this way. What do you do?
What is the problem?
Continue the japa?
Now, what is the problem? You are thinking of God all the time.
I thought so there is no problem. I thought the only thing is to connect with Him.
Yeah.
All these
So
things
what I am
do
saying,
that.
as long as you are connected with the Lord, go in any way you like.
That's what I said.
The 108th thing has been given by the Guru, so faithfully follow it. What I am saying is, when you are connected to the Lord, all kinds of ideas about God, about Leela, about His great glory, if it comes to you, is good enough. As I told you, you can even try to practice God moving with you rather than you fixing your mind on God. I told Krishna, Mayeva mana adhatsva, mayi buddhim nivesha. It's not possible. You move with me. called Leela Chintana for the Vaishnavas. That's one of the greatest practices. You can do it smoothly, happily. So as long as the mind is connected to God, whether it is fixated on God, whether it is concentrated on God, don't worry. Concentration on God and doing the japa are the yogic practices. Yogic practices are mixed with the bhakti and the jnana practices in our order, but concentration, meditation on God, etc. are one kind of practice. Being connected to Him and thinking of Him itself is a great joy. You can think of Him, you can try to do Manasa Puja is also prescribed. In any way let the mind go, as long as it doesn't get disconnected from God. You may be in the space module, or sometimes you may come out and have a walk, space walk, as long as you're connected to the space module. Otherwise, you'll be simply lost in space. Don't worry, go on.
And related to it, Maharaj, you have Thakur in your mind, and along this path, wherever, suddenly it becomes mother's form only, and
See,
now,
all of them are the same reality in so many forms. So you simply, sometimes Mother, sometimes Swamiji, it is just like you sit there for eating rice. You have some curries, you have some pickles, etc. Don't take too many pickles or too many rice. The rice is the main thing, but you can enjoy everything together. No harm.
and more questions,
Yes.
not infinite, but counted. When we do, like, I told you that it became something of my interest and pursuing since I listened to your talks on Navratri at half-long, Shakti Puja. So when I'm doing that, how different it is from my prayers and my worship.
This is there, the first sloka which I could not repeat. Shakti samudra samudra tarangam darshita prema vijrumbhita rangam samshaya rakshasa nashamahastram yami gurum sharanam bhava vaidyam. Swamiji's composition on Sri Ramakrishna. His name is not there. Who is he? Shakti samudra samudra tarangam is a wave in the ocean of Shakti. The avatara is of the Shakti and not of Brahman. Brahman cannot have any avataratva. Even Saguna or Nirguna, the Shakti of Brahman comes down. Even such a great commentator, Advaitin like Shankaracharya accepts this. Brahmano hi pratisthaham amritasya vyasya cha shashvatasya cha sarva dharmasya sukhasya ikantikasya cha. I mentioned it here in the street, you can see. It's a very great controversial verse. I am the support of Brahman, Bhagavan says. So many interpretations are there. There Shankara, among the 3 or 4 interpretations, he says, Yaya Ishvara Shaktya Brahma Pratisthate Pravartate. Pratishtha also means pravartana, beginning, initiating something. Yaya Ishvara Shaktya Brahma Pratisthate Pravartate Bhaktanugraha Prayojanaya Sa Shakti Brahma Ahameva Shakti Shakti Mato Ananyatvat. Once again, there is a Madhukari from revered Swami Smarananandaji. He said, pointing out, see, wow, how different it is from Ramakrishna's statement. Shakti and Shaktiman are identical. So I sometimes come down with the avatara. Why? Bhakta Anugraha Prayojanaya. In order to bless the devotees, I come down with the Ishvara Shakti. That Shakti is me, Brahman, because Shakti and Shaktiman are identical. So the Shakti you are talking about is Brahman, Sri Ramakrishna himself. And when Sri Ramakrishna passed away in Mahasamadhi, mother cried, "O go Kali, go, kotai chole gele, O Kali, where did you go?" And Sri Ramakrishna is worshipping mother as Kali. Each of them calling each other Kali. That means all of them are manifestations of Shakti. You call it Kali, you call it Durga. Shakti is the most important thing in the Avataratva.
last thing, there's a statement here, avatar is of Shakti.
That's what I'm
only,
saying just
not
now.
Brahman.
Brahman cannot.
Brahman and Shakti are abhed.
That was Ramakrishna's new contribution. In the pure Advaita Vedanta, hardcore Advaita Vedanta, Shakti is also sublated when the ultimate realization takes place. Sri Ramakrishna says Shakti is not sublated. What you call Shakti is the same as Brahman. Brahma Shakti Abhed is a new contribution to philosophical inquiry and spiritual exegetics by Sri Ramakrishna. So Shakti alone is manifested. That part of Brahman which is dynamic is Shakti. That aspect of Brahman which appears to be static, Shavarupa Shiva is mentioned in the Kali's feet. That means it is the static form. Staticism and dynamism are two aspects of the same reality. So Ramakrishna gives the example, when a snake is circling round, Kundalini Pekiyashe, then I call it, there is a Brahman. When it moves in a wriggling motion, then it is Shakti. It is the same snake, same power. You call it power, you call it you don't know what. That entity which can manifest in the dynamic aspect as well as in the static aspect. Both of them are the same reality. What it actually is not known. Therefore, the Shiva Mahimna Stotram says, O Mahadeva, I don't know what is your true nature. Tava tattvam na janami, kidrishosi Maheshwara, what you are, I don't know. Yadrishosi Mahadeva, tadrishaya namo namah. Whatever you be, to that entity I am going down. So what the entity actually is, it is just like the wave and particle theory in quantum mechanics. What is that entity you don't know? Manifests as a wave sometimes, manifests as a particle some other times. Brahman and Shakti. What they call the wave is the same as particle. What they call the particle is the same as wave. But it is neither the particle nor the wave, both particle and wave. What exactly it is can be realized only you become it. When you become it, there is no question of knowing it. Nuner putul samudram apte galo. Salt doll went to measure the depth of the ocean. And sometimes can come back with a new form of a doll also. That is the state of Vijnana. Avataras always the state of Vijnana and the Bhava Mukha, in which they have both Saguna and Nirguna, relative and absolute, infinite and the finite, living at the threshold of this, access to both. Sri Ramakrishna's famous example, the infinite meadow in which there's a huge wall and there's a big hole there. Through the hole you can peep into the infinite or remain at the finite. Then Master Moshe M says, you are that hole. Phokar Bolchuruta. And you can jump to this side or the other side. Sri Ramakrishna living in Bhavamukha could happily move with everybody as an ordinary human being without revealing his Avatara-Tatawa, crying and eating and joking and laughing. And he could jump to the other side, go into Samadhi immediately. So that was the balance of both Saguna and Nirguna, infinite and the finite, relative and the absolute, with form and without form. What he actually is something can be realized only when you become him. When you become him, there is a question of realization, the question of knowing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Maharaj, so far I recall, you said that avatars are those, that is God who descends to protect dharma, to guide mankind.
This is what Bhagavan says in the Gita. I repeated that.
No, correct me if I'm wrong. With this definition or understanding, can you say that Swami Vivekananda, Ma Sharoda, Ma Anandamima, Ram Thakur are the avatars?
Avatar in the sense, some power of God is flowing through them. And there's a theory in Hinduism, Purna Avatara, Kala Avatara, Amsha Avatara, and so on. Definitely any great saint or a prophet, genuine, sincere, non-commercial prophets. Now most of our yoga gurus are the CEOs of huge yoga corporate companies. I don't mean them. Those who are genuinely helping people. By coming into contact with whom the consciousness of God is awakened in some people, they definitely have some power of God flowing through. Otherwise, impossible. God imparts certain power to some people so that they can spread. Atmapriyananda, for example. I believe God has given some kind of power of speech, the Vaikhari, and the gift of the gab, and the genuineness, and the sincerity with which he talks about Advaita. He was with me for so many years. Suddenly, you see, he is a different kind of person. God imparts some kind of a power to some people for doing his own work. He may withdraw his also anytime, like he did to Swami Vivekananda or even to Arjuna. He withdrew the power when Sri Krishna left. Arjuna could not even lift his Gandiva. He was moving, he was taking some women along with him. Dacoits come and thrashed him and took away the women. He could not do anything. See, Swami Vivekananda gave tight slaps. I told you the tight slap. Kshir Bhavani in Kashmir, when Swami Vivekananda saw the dilapidated temple, he was so terribly unhappy. With righteous indignation, he said, was there not a male person with a straight spine here? If I were here, I would have protected the mother with my heart's blood. Immediately in Ashariri Vani, incorporeal voice, do you protect me or do I protect you? What if my temple was vandalized? This moment, if I wish, I can build a 7-storied golden temple. Who are you to protect me? It's 1899. 3 years, Swamiji did nothing. When I said, what do I know? Mother knows. Because he had to be called back. See, if he goes on preaching, his power is too much for the world, perhaps. They said, now come back. Now it's over. So, that power of God is given temporarily to somebody for some purpose.
Avatara is something very different.
So, Avatara, maybe Purna Avatara, maybe Amsha Avatara, even the Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, etc., they are all avatars, but some partial manifestations of God. We believe that Ramakrishna is a Purna Avatara, Sri Krishna is a Purna Avatara, Amsha Avatara, Parashurama is also considered an Avatara, one particular aspect of an Avatara. These are all things which we do not know, we can't really understand. How can there be parts in the infinite, Amsha? So these are philosophical questions. Logically, they can't be answered. Even the Avatara is not logical. Swami Tapasyananda used to say, it is not logical, but it is super logical or transcending logic. It is not illogical either. So he says, it is mystical. So he says, Sri Ramakrishna's advent is illogical mysticism. Some power definitely flows to anybody at some particular point of time. Even among people who rule the country, at a particular point somebody is given some kind of power to rule the country. About Mahatma Gandhi, when it was the peak of his glory at that time, when he was trying to oust the British, a huge uproar among the monks themselves. They went to the president at that time, Mahapurush Maharaj, Swami Shivananda. We should support Mahatma Gandhi for a great cause of freeing the country. At least you should make a statement in support of him. He refused. He said, no. Swami Vivekananda clearly told us we'll have nothing to do with politics. They went on a dharna and sat in his room. And he said, no. But he said, God's power, some part of it, is temporarily flowing through Mahatma Gandhi for the good of the country. For a temporary purpose, somebody is given something. Vaikhari is also something about Dayananda Saraswati. Ramakrishna met him. He says, Vaikhari is very strong. Vaikhari means your power of speech. That may not touch people. They may transform some people temporarily for some time. It may be deep, it may not be deep. But some people get awakened, some people get the benefit. God uses them for some power. Somebody has this talent, I want to use that talent for my purpose. Every one of you also. Wherever you are, whatever you do, if with conviction and with the feeling, and some power will flow through all of you.
Anybody?
Same question. ask another
Yeah,
question?
please.
You possibly, I remember you said Advaita and Visishta Advaita ultimately are same. Can you elaborate?
No, I didn't say same.
Yeah.
There are two different ways of looking at the reality. There are two views. One view is Swami Vivekananda himself endorses this view. Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita are steps ultimately reaching Advaita. That's one point of view. The same Swami Vivekananda says, what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and I have added, mark this word, added to the philosophical and the spiritual thought of the world is that the one and the many are one and the same thing, seen by the same mind in different attitudes and different times. A big philosophical question, spiritual question is, if God is one infinite reality, how do you see the many? This is a bugbear for Advaitins. They can't explain. If you say only one Brahman alone exists ultimately, how do you see the multiplicity? Can you explain this? Advaita tried to escape by saying, I am not interested in explaining it, I know there is only Brahman. But everybody says this. Multiplicity, I say you, me, everybody. Then they have to invoke the principle of Ajnana or Maya. Because of mysterious power of Ajnana, you are not able to see the one. The many is actually ultimately not real. Then you ask, what is Ajnana? That you do not know. Ramanuja comes and says, that you could have said at the very beginning. Rather than invoking Ajnana and saying, I do not know what is Ajnana, from the very beginning you say, I do not know how the multiplicity arises. So which is real? Ultimately, is the one real or the multiple real? The answer given to this, there is no sense of asking which is ultimately real. Two are different ways of looking at it. The Bhagavad Gita solves the problem by saying the multiplicity that you see is the vibhuti of Brahman, vibhuti of God, the excellences and majesties of God. All the Himalayas that you see, anything that you can see, even an animal, a Korana, COVID-19 is an extraordinary vibhuti of God to give tight slaps to humanity for misbehaving. If you pry too much into nature and exploit nature, nature comes back and gives you tight slaps on your cheeks. It's called nemesis of nature. Swagratir pratishodh. Prakriti comes back and slaps you, you behave. The many could be equally real as the one. Swami Tapasyanji funnily used to say, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, called the ladder theory. Tapasyanji, the ladder can be reversed also. So the Chaitanya school says, ultimate thing is only personal God. Very interesting argument they give. Brahmano hi pratisthaham, they explain this way. You're coming from a distance. I said, where is it coming? Oh, gentlemen, I can't see you properly. The vague understanding God, nirguna understanding. When you come near, you are there, I met you there in Rishikesh. I talked to you, I joyfully converse with you. That is the true ultimate realization. So Ramakrishna also sides with that. The only difference being, he says, after ascending to the Advaita state, you come back and remain as a child of God, enjoying both the relative and the absolute, finite and the infinite, the one and the many, and remaining as a Vijnani. What is the truth about it? What is the reality? How do you explain this? Allogical mysticism. And he also says that is not possible for everybody. Only Ishvara Kotis and avatars could do that.
Yes.
Maharaj,
Yeah.
you told a practical question which I'm asking.
Yeah, please.
Like you said, bhakti and jnana are the same thing. So for a bhakta, he wants to have vision of God. For a jnani, he wants to have nirvikal samadhi. Now when we go into meditation...
Jnani does not want nirvikal samadhi. Jnani wants truth. See, this nirvikal samadhi has created all kinds of problems for us. There is no mention of nirvikal samadhi anywhere in Advaita. They want only jnana. Sri Shankara calls it samyak drishti, samyak darshana, which is truth. He doesn't want truth. He only wants... Samadhi is a word which is used by yogis. And bhakta also, the aim is not to have the vision of God. The aim is to be absorbed in God and enjoy His glory in so many ways. It could be being near a God, samipya. It could be living in the same region as God, salokya. it could be looking like God, sarupya, or it could be completely merging in God ultimately, which is sayujya. The bhakta also cannot bear separation from God. So he says, I want to completely merge with you, be one with you. That is the idea of a bhakta also. Now go on.
My question was, when we go into meditation and have our Ishtadevta in our mind, so what is the exact thing we should ask? What should we beg for?
Don't ask anything. There is one point of view. Does not God know what you want? So there's a beautiful prayer in the Vedas. Yad bhadram tanma asuva. You please give me what you think is good for me. I am a stupid fellow. I am an ignorant person. I may be misguided. I may ask something which is not good for me. So you give me what you think is good for me. Rabindranath has a beautiful poem in which says, Oh God, how infinite is your grace. You deny me what I ask, and therefore you have saved me. I asked for something, little knowing that is harmful for me. So like a kind mother, he said, no, it's not good for you, I will not give you. Child may ask many things, but mother knows it's not good for the child. I will not give you. She may be very harsh also. No, don't ask for it. It may cry. Is the mother being harsh to the child? No. He gives you what you really need at a particular point of time, and what you can digest at that point of time, and what is good for you at that point of time. So the Vedas say, yeah, the bhadram, that was good for me, tanma asva, please give me that. And if you don't want anything, God gives you everything. That's a trick. Don't worry, He will give you. So, yeah, please.
What is salvation?
What is salvation depends on how you think about it.
And how do we follow the path to attain salvation in our life, considering ourselves to
Yeah.
be...
So, salvation in a very simple language is the realization that you are bound. Are we realizing that we are bound? Are we unhappy that we are caught in this body? Very often I used to think, I go here, you are going to Rishikesh for the retreat. Are you going alone? No, I'm taking my friend, my wife. Are you taking your body with you? What question? I have to take my body. This useless fellow called the body and the mind, they go wherever I go. How to get rid of this company of my body and the mind? I don't want to take my body, I don't want to take my mind, I want to go alone. It looks funny. Salvation means keenly realizing I'm caught in this body helplessly. Very often, that's the first step in realization, they say. To realize yourself, the jiva, jivatman, encased in the body. It's called the dehi. Dehi nityam avatyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata. To know you are a dehi, that means you are a person caught in the deha, and the realization makes you restless that you want to get out of this body. Can you get out of the body while living in the body? That is salvation. Are you feeling unhappy? I just can't get to the body. Everywhere the body goes with me, it troubles me. First, to realize I am a spirit encased in this body. That's the first realization. Then feeling unhappy, restless, that how to get out of it. We can't jump out of your body, that's the problem. People like Vivekananda and great men, they used to get out of the body. When we are tired of a particular house, I am changing my house. I've sold it off, taken a new house. I don't like Calcutta, and then I move from there, from there go to some other place. I don't like this body. I want to get some. You can't. Helplessly you are caught in this body, in this mind, in these samskaras, in your antakarana. So how to get out of this? Why should you get out? Because you feel you are so limited. You are the infinite person caught in this little body. I want to get out of this body. I can't live it anymore. You are imprisoned in this body. That feeling of imprisonment in the body and the mind, if you feel, and you are that infinite self caught up here, that realization is called vyakulata, that's called restlessness, called mumukshutva. Then you will realize a time will come, I am not the body and the mind, I am vyomavad vyaptadiptaya, like a sky, I am all pervading. then there is no question of what is next. That is all. That's all. You are the infinite. That is the reality. In the bhakti language, Ramakrishna said, whether you know it or not, jano ke na jano shei Ram to me. You are that God, you are that infinite being, whether you know it or not. Consciously know it and feel unhappy that we are caught here. Unfortunately, we are so happy to be in the body, so happy to be bound by the senses, happy to enjoy the senses. As long as you feel happy in the body, please go ahead. Our religion does not disturb you. A time will come when you feel terribly restless to get out of the body. Till then, go on. And if it takes too long, kind Mother Nature will give you severe slaps and make you awaken. Please don't wait till nature comes and gives you shocks. Awaken before it. What should you do for that? Attend retreats. Yes.
Maharaj, just now you have told I became the ruler of my mind, body and emotion. But sometimes I'm facing that I am being slave of my mind.
Not sometimes,
On that
always.
time I'm getting very upset, restless, not even can concentrate on meditation and japa. On that time, how could I drive?
Not sometimes, all the time. All the time we feel we are slaves. And we are slaves. What I am trying to tell you is, there is no harm in being slaves because Mahamaya bound us. But to be happy in slavery is the greatest problem. Are you happy in being slaves? This was taught to the slaves and Negroes in America. For the first time, Abraham Lincoln said, famous statement, as I would not like to be a slave, I would not be a master either. I don't want to be a slave. Happily we submit to being slaves of nature. Nature is playing a game with us. Oh nature, I will not be your slave, I will be a master. You should assert that. Assert you are that infinite being by jnana, bhakti, karma, yoga, whatever paths. If you feel unhappy in that slavery, first awakening has taken place. What you should do is try to cultivate the divine discontent, divine unhappiness. Cry to God if you are oriented towards bhakti, or was more of a jnani, he said, I am that supreme self, my body and mind cannot affect me till a mosquito bites you. See, you may say all that. Ramakrishna says, a thorn is pricked and blood is oozing out. There is no thorn, there is no blood. It is meaningless. So live a real life. Don't live an artificial life by denying all this. So Ramakrishna says, go by your conviction. A time will come you will be able to deny it. First is, are you just unhappy with this humdrum called life? Getting up early in the morning, going to the office, day after day, year after year, 40, 50 years, and at the end you are tired and you die. Is it all to life? Is there some higher purpose to life? These questions when they arise in you, you feel restless that you are caught up in this body. You are caught up in your household. You are caught up in your ashramas. That's also a kind of bondage. Can you live like a free being, although apparently living in this body and the mind? When this feeling comes to you, I'm caught up here, you feel restless, you feel unhappy, do you cry? No, I don't want to be here. That cry will reach the heavens and God will respond. Yes?
Can I ask one
Yeah,
question?
please.
You know, Swami Avatara-Tatawa wrote that book, Life Beyond Death. And there he photographs the soul or Atma going out. You know, that book, you ever read. So, what we have read in the Gita, the definition of Atma, the Noinam Chintati. Now, in that context, I just want to have a clarity. What Swami Avatara-Tatawa wanted to say, that once the body, Atma leaves the body, then it can be.
So I'll ask you a simple counter question.
Yeah, no.
When you die, what is leaving the body? Atma is infinite. Atma is real. Atma is indestructible. That's what Gita says, and you quoted that. That what leaves the body? called Jivatma. So Jivatma means, it's called Sukshma Sharira. 3 kinds of Sharira is accepted. One is the Sthula Sharira, which is this body, and Sukshma Sharira, which is the mind, Antakarana. Technically, it is Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, that putli, that package, that aggregate, that's called the Sukshma Sharira, a Linga Sharira, and beyond that is the causal body called the Karana Sharira. So when you leave the physical body because it's too old, just like you have a car, you should be enjoying when people die. That's what we do when sannyasins die. Oi jeda khajay ananda dhama. One child came during cremation time in Belur. Mom, why are they laughing and crying, beautifully singing and happy? Because one sadhu died. Huh? Why do you people cry? That's because we rejoice this old body is gone. You come and distribute sweets to everybody. My father, grandfather died, my father. Are you not unhappy? Are a 1945 model he had, now we have new 2025 model car he's going to get. So I am very happy. So old model car, if somebody rejects, anybody cries. Vasam sujirnani yatha vihaya, etc. The old clothes you throw away. So now the physical body goes away. Now all the samskaras that you have, all the impressions, the impression of this retreat, for example, will live with you, it will not go. Anything that you do, anything you talk, anything you think, everything makes an impression.
That sanskara is the Jivatma?
Samskara, the Jivatma, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, that carries the samskara. The manas has the samskara, part of the mind which is called chitta, it takes the samskara. It is just a simple example I'll give you. Your computer is broke. You take out the hard disk and put it in some other computer. You don't cry, oh, my old computer has come. You change models, latest model has come. You have a SIM, you take out the SIM, latest model mobile. Mobile is the physical body. Annamaya. All the samskaras means all the impressions, all your phone numbers, all the data are there in that little SIM. You take it out and put in a new SIM, that's all. The samskaras in the Sukshma Sharira, they are taken away and it looks for a new body according to the samskaras.
But in Upanishad, I was reading Logesharananda's Upanishad the other day. It is mentioned many times that both Jivatma and Paramatma are same.
See, again when you go to the Advaita, see, don't mix up paradigms. In Advaita position, ultimately the Jivatman inquires, who am I? And ultimately realizes there is one with the Paramatma. In that case, there is no birth, there is no death, there is no going, there is no coming. Na nirodho na chutpattir na baddho na sadhakaha na mumukshurva itato mukta ityesha paramarthata. That is the supreme state of realization. So that has no meaning now. So that simply goes away. So when you actually realize you are that infinite self, then your little self is Jivatma, Paramatma, nothing really matters. So the Advaitic position, that the Jivatma, Paramatma being identical, and the relative position in which the Jivatma passes away to the, taking all the person going in the body, you should not mix these two up. Actually, the physical body goes away, it has to decay and die. And the impressions remain. Kathopanishad also says, Yatha karma yatha shrutam. According to the karma, according to the jnana which you have. That's why karma and jnana have to be carefully purified. Your jnana should be on God, on reality, on Atman as much as possible. Karma should be the good of mankind. Yatha karma, according to your karma, according to jnana, you will take up a new body.
Does it mean that Jivatma carried over to the new body?
Of course it does.
Once it purifies after different lives,
It
merges with the...
Then ultimately if it inquires, it may not. I may not choose to merge also. The Bhakta says, I don't want to eat merge with sugar, I will become sugar. That's one point of view. What would be the body which Hitler would have taken? He would take a body in which cruelty is the dharma. It may be a tiger or a lion. If a dog comes and beats you, nobody arrests a dog. If man comes and beats, he is arrested. Why? That is not his dharma. Dog's dharma is to bite. So you will take such a body in which it will be an automatic swabhavika dharma to do this. If you are cruel, you look for a body where cruelty is the dharma. If you are noble, you look for a body where nobility is the dharma. And Bhagavan says in the Gita, Shushinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Vijayate. If you are yoga, you go very far in yoga, somehow you slipped there, could not attain. You will be born in a body congenial to the yoga bhrashta. Most of you must have been yoga bhrashtas. Many of us, somehow last life we missed something. Again you come, again you come attend the retreats. All doubts will be cleared. Thank you.